Let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell. Get started at ready.gov/older adults. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Finding a reputable business shouldn't require luck or chance. But how can you tell who you can trust? Pro tip: the BBB connects people with businesses they can trust. So think of the BBB as the better. Check with the BBB first, because better businesses are honest and commit to high ethical standards bureau. That's why they're better. Always look for the sign of a better business and find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Everyone, this is Jennifer Sanchez. You are watching the Wise Coffee Chat Show. Super excited to be here this morning with everyone. Who am I? My name is Jennifer Sanchez. I'm the founder of the Wise Alliance Network. I'm a real estate investor. I also put on conferences, retreats, networking events, coaching programs, you name it, I've done it. Feel free to go to wisealliancenetwork.com to learn more. That is who I am. Now, this guest here, very special to me. Not only is she a thriving entrepreneur and has a bakery, but she's also a childhood friend of mine. So I'm going to let her introduce herself to the viewers. But who are you, young lady?
Hello, my name is Carmen Castro. Who am I? I am a mom.
You are?
A wife, and I have a bakery for about almost 4 years. I've had my bakery. And who am I? I don't know. I'm a Chicagoan. Parents are Peruvian, and I love to bake.
There we go. So I'm super excited for you guys because her treats, her baked goods are delicious. They're super yummy. I've had them before. We've actually ordered from the bakery and supported the business. So before we go into your story, because this is just a nice chat, a conversation, and for all the listeners and viewers, what are we drinking this morning? What do you have?
I made you iced dulce de leche latte. It's probably one of the most popular lattes we offer. And I made myself a shaken espresso with maple syrup.
Oh, nice, nice. And what's our team member over there, Adam? I know we have a...
And I made him, he just wanted a vanilla iced latte. So he's got a vanilla iced latte.
So we shout out to Illinois Media School. We have some students here helping out and supporting. And he's the cameraman, you know. I can't be doing this no more one-man shows here. But so super excited. Of course, for those that are watching, we also have what's in front of us right now, and those that are listening. Empanadas?
I made some, Peruvian empanadas, beef. We offer beef, chicken, and cheesy potato.
Okay.
And then it comes with an ají, which is our salsa. It's like a green sauce that we make with a lot of lime, jalapeno, avocado. And then I also made some alfajores, mini alfajores that go great with coffee.
Those are so delicious. Like, they're addicting. Like, they melt in your mouth.
Yeah. And these are my staples. Like, these are the two that I started baking with. Like, that's how I learned how to bake with my mom. So these are like, I grew up with these. This is what introduced me to baking, and my top sellers in the bakery.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe it. So we are actually located in like the Dunning Portage Park area, right? Yeah. So where is that at, guys? That's on the northwest side of Chicago. I grew up around here also. Well, not too close, but know the area very well. So we're right off Addison Avenue. What's the address to this location?
6115 West Addison Street. In the corner streets are like Austin and Addison.
Nice. That's wonderful. So now let's go into the story, right? What led you? How did you get here? I put some of your bio online on social media. What led you to open up this bakery? What even inspired you to get into baking?
I mean, ever since I was little, my mom, she cooked and baked at home always. Like, our cakes are always homemade. I never experienced going to a bakery and, or picking what cake I want. I mean, I did actually. She asked what I would want, but she would make it. But it wasn't like going to a bakery and picking up a cake. Like, I don't, people talk about, like Roser's Bakery. Oh, did you grow up eating there? Like, no, I never had a cake from there. Like, not even a jewel cake. Like, my mom always made our cake. So I love that. And I just always like, I don't know, it was ingrained in me to like, you make just knowing how to make it, you just make it.
Yeah, you're right. I believe if I remember correctly, they were homemade, and there was a lot of whipped cream, right? She used a lot of like
My mom, no,
cream.
actually, she would use
No?
like the yellow. I mean, I love the yellow cake box, the yellow cake with like my favorite was chocolate frosting. But like there was years that she's like, "What do you want to make?" I wanted a butterfly cake, and they made me a butterfly cake. Like my sister, my
Really?
aunt helped. There was years that yeah, like I would say I want something, and or my brother, she would make like a soccer cake. Like she would have, we still have them in like a tin, like the soccer goalie with the little soccer players. Like she would make it
That
happen.
was so cute.
Mhm.
Well, and I love the fact that what really inspired you was your family.
Yeah.
That got into baking, right?
Yeah.
So, and you're Peruvian, right? So how have you been able to mix your heritage or your into all of this that you're doing? I mean, clearly I could see it, but I want the listeners to know, how do you include your family here?
Yeah, I mean, I was exposed to cooking and baking all my childhood, and then my mom was also known for making alfajores and empanadas for like the Peruvian community, because not a lot, you couldn't find it really many at that time. There wasn't really any like Peruvian restaurants. There might have been like one or two, and then like so you had to really like source your empanadas and alfajores from like someone that does them from home. So my mom was known to make alfajores and empanadas from home, and at a certain point she just like got tired, because obviously like she has 3 kids, working a full-time job, and so like it was too much for her doing it out of our apartment. So like around like 14, 15 years old, I started making it for her. Or like I took her clients, like, oh, someone ordered 10 dozen alfajores, like my mom didn't want to do it, I'm like, I'll do it. Like, so that's how I learned, or I started my business like at 14 years old.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and that's how I would her like friends would always order like around Christmas time, Thanksgiving, and like special occasions. So she passed the baton on to me, and I started doing that. So like that was my first introduction to like my business. So alfajores and empanadas, which is my culture, and ever since then, like in high school, like I just always knew, like, what am I gonna be? What am I gonna do? I'm gonna open a bakery. Like that's my
what you knew.
I was fortunate in like always knowing what I want to do, and always like that's just what I'm gonna do. Like I knew my path, and after I graduated high school, I had a gap year because I applied late for the culinary school I really wanted to go, and I had to wait 1 more year to get in. So I had a gap year in Peru that turned into 3.5 years there.
Oh wow!
I actually went just for my gap year for like I was gonna go to Le Cordon Bleu just for like culinary, like the cooking side of it, because I knew I was gonna focus on baking here. And then after that course, I was like, my mom was the one that was like, "Can you oh, did we lock the door? Damn.
It's okay.
Sorry, we're closed. I'm so sorry. We're closed on Mondays. Sorry, I have to lock the door.
So we had a customer just walk in.
Sorry.
But it's okay.
I tend to do that sometimes when I'm here.
So you were talking about you went to Peru. It was a during your gap year, and you actually stayed for 3 years.
Yeah, so I ended up my mom had actually encouraged me to look into the baking and pastry program at Le Cordon Bleu, and it's only Le Cordon Bleu in Peru, so it was like really good. It's really good school, or in the only Le Cordon Bleu in South America, actually. So
that's what I was about to say.
It's a very popular school for culinary arts, and I mean Peru has so many culinary schools because I mean the gastronomy has been booming for so long. Like there's so many culinary schools, but that one is the best one. And I started looking into the baking program because I love my culinary program, and she's the one that encouraged me, and then she like was sad that I ended up deciding to stay 3 more years.
Okay.
And it just made sense. Like it was like it included all of the Peruvian sweets and like from the whole country, so that was a whole semester of just Peruvian sweets aside from the international, the American stuff. And I mean I lived there for 3.5 years, so so
you really embraced the culture, your culture already, right? But it's one thing to like I can say like it's one thing to embrace your culture here in the States, but it's another thing to embrace it in your own country. Like it's a whole. I don't think I could even say like I'm truly Mexican because I never really lived in Mexico, right? I am Mexican, obviously, right? But Mexican American. But at the end of the day, it's like, do you really understand the culture, right?
I definitely. I mean, I thought before too, like I'm very Peruvian. Like my parents are both Peruvian. Like I grew up eating Peruvian food, but I also had only gone to Peru once before that when I was like 16. because my grandparents had just moved back. So we're like, okay, let's go visit them. And like, they were like our parents too. Like they were super close. So yeah, it was like, I mean, it was a culture shock for me because you only know about your, you know, your culture through your parents or your family, but you don't really know everything until you go and experience it. So like I was in like 9 classes my first semester and they were all in Spanish. So I struggled with my Spanish improved so much. But I was like the gringa, the girl that didn't know Spanish. I'm like, what? Yeah, yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, so it was a culture shock. Like, and it was just like, you think all Peruvians look like me and my family. Like, no, there's like a lot of Chinese, a lot of Japanese descendants, a lot of Italian, German, like everything. Like just like in the States, you know, you see all kinds of people.
Sure.
And that's how exactly it was in Peru. Like all kinds of people.
Wow. So exactly for those that are listening, what exactly is an say it again.
An alfajor. An alfajor is a they're like shortbread cookies. There's different versions. Like every country has like their own version. In Peru, there's like 2 that are very like the 2 most popular are the criollo. This is a criollo alfajor, which means it's just flour based. And there's the other one that's maicena, and maicena means cornstarch. So it's just a cornstarch based one. It also has flour, but it has cornstarch, which makes it a little bit drier, a little bit they're more sturdy. So like you'll see like the chocolate dip alfajores are mostly with cornstarch. These are more of like a flaky texture, kind of like a pie dough. Like I describe it like it's like 2 flaky cookies, not very sweet. Like they don't really have any sugar in them. And then the filling is dulce de leche. We call it manjar blanco. Colombians call it manjar. Mexicans, I think, call it cajeta. Here it's commercially known as dulce de leche. Like the cans, like the Nestle cans say dulce de leche. So that's how I describe it here. But it's a milk caramel.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I love it. So I'm like, I love it. Yeah. Now the empanadas. So for those that are listening, what exactly is that?
Empanadas are pretty much like a hand pie. Like they're just a dough with a filling. You know, every country does it their own way. We bake our empanadas. We hand make our dough. We fill it with our traditional filling is like carne, beef. It's minced beef, so ground beef with onions, garlic, pieces of hard-boiled eggs. We put raisins in our beef one, just like 2 of them are in there. It gives it like a little touch of sweetness. I love it.
Okay.
What else does it have? That's like the main ingredients. And then the chicken, I do like a ají de gallina filling. It's like a creamy chicken filling.
Okay.
And then a cheesy potato. It's just like a veggie option. And like we're starting to make more fillings to have more variety.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think this is great. So what makes because, you know, when you go to a lot of different places, empanadas are popular, right? You could buy them. What makes yours different? You would say
ours are like really homemade. Like you can go to a lot of empanada places and most of them use like Goya empanada dough, which is, you know, there's nothing wrong with it. It's good, but there's a difference, you know, there's a difference with homemade dough, handmade, like,
yeah, of course,
everything, like they're fresh. And I mean, it's hard to find a baked empanada. Like I know Argentinians make baked empanadas, Peruvians, but aside from other countries, I've mostly seen fried empanadas.
Sure.
And so that's the main difference. Like they're a little healthier. I mean, people love the dough. We do have a really good dough. There's like a little sweetness to it.
Sure.
So yeah, that's difference.
Awesome. Well, I love the fact that you even have this pretty display here on the tables and the bowls or toros or what, you know, the little bowls here. So what made you choose? Now I'm really curious because, you know, growing up, I guess watching you guys, I really didn't realize all of this stuff. I didn't realize the baking passion that you had, you know, as a kid, because we went to I was telling right now one of the students, like, we were childhood friends and we went to the same daycare, right? Or community center. So it's like, you know, as kids, you're not really like realizing like, this is what who you're going to become, right? Or what you're going to open up. So it's kind of cool to watch, especially because you're younger than me, watch you. Now you have your own bakery and restaurant, you cook and all that stuff, and you have people here. So I think that's super awesome. Just kudos to you and your mom, right? How many?
I have 2 little ones, 1-year-old and a 3-year-old.
A 1 and a 3-year-old. So you're an entrepreneur, right? You're running your business. You're an investor as well. You and your husband invest in real estate. You have your little ones. So how do you keep yourself all together? Good
question. I'm hanging on a thread here. I mean, I just do what I have to do. Like I opened the bakery 2 months postpartum, so that was really challenging. I mean, the timing of everything just happened like how it had to happen. Like, we bought this building in 2019, waited till the tenant came out, demolished everything. And of course, COVID came. Very long delays with the city to process all the permitting, all the inspections. So we started in like April of 2020. We didn't open until February of 2022. So like 2 years of construction and getting the city to move things along. So, my baby came. I really wanted to open before my baby came, and she came right when I was about to open. I actually postponed like the opening just a few more months just to, have at least 2 months with her.
Yeah,
full time.
Sure.
So it was just challenging. I mean, it's just like I have to work.
You just have to do it.
I have to do it. Yeah. I mean, I've always been very like motivated with work. I love to work, but I mean, I definitely experienced like FOMO with my daughter. Like once she was born, I'm like, I don't want to be career. I want to be with my daughter. So it's been like, just juggling both.
Yeah. And I think that's pretty natural, right? Where it's almost as a businesswoman and a mom, and you kind of want to be with your kids, but then you're like, oh no, but I also like to work. And then you'll have your seasons of like, I just want to be at home now, It's I don't think maybe some men do, but it's a balance, right? To really kind of figure out how do you do both and balance it. And is there such thing as balance? I don't really think there is. Honestly, I think it's like you're going to neglect one more than the other and then kind of go from there. So the name Miski, right? I thought when I was reading the bio, I thought it was pretty cool. What does Miski mean?
Yeah, so Miski means delicious in Quechua, which Quechua is an indigenous language of the Andes. So it's not just Peruvian, it's like Peruvian, Bolivian, Colombian, wherever the Andes hit in that region. And when I chose the name, I wanted it to be something with my culture. Yeah. And I don't know, one day I was just at the car with my cousin and I was like, what can we name it? And I was just like, I don't know, we looked up like words in Quechua and like this word Miski really came out to me, and ever since then I just stuck to Miski.
That's cute. Yeah, I like it. Yeah. I mean, I didn't know. I honestly had no idea. Yeah. So maybe it's a nickname, but now it's like, oh, so you're bringing your culture. And again, you see the llama, you see like a lot of the things from Peru. And for those that don't know where Peru is at, Peru's in South America. Just putting it out there. Sometimes people don't know.
People don't know where.
I'm just saying. Sometimes
Under
people
Ecuador,
don't know.
Above Chile, above Bolivia.
Yeah.
There's like 5 countries bordering it. Brazil borders it too.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of people actually think this is a Polish bakery because we are in a historically Polish neighborhood.
This is a Polish neighborhood,
and Miski also, from what I've heard from my customers, it means bowl, which is fitting to like a Polish bakery, but we're not Polish, but yeah.
Well, this is definitely, you're right. It's because you said we are in the border of Portage Park and Dunning, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, there is a lot of Polish immigrants, Italians on this side, right? So I could totally see that. So Miski, it's the indigenous name. How, you say you've been operating for 4 years so far?
The bakery here, yes, for February will be our 4-year anniversary. Okay. But I started Miski in the beginning of 2018. So I was baking from home through like a shared kitchen as well. But I started with 2018. What year is it? I don't know. It's been like 8 years since I've had Miski. Yeah.
Oh, really?
So I worked from home from 2017, actually. End of 2017, beginning of 2018 until 2022. So about 5 years working from home.
Wow. So I'm just curious, right? Because a lot of entrepreneurs, and for those that don't know, business owners, usually they give up within the first 5 years. Yeah. You've definitely passed that.
Yeah.
What has been that driving force for you to not give up and just say, forget it, I want to close all this down,
I mean, there's always highs and lows, and like there's a lot of challenges with owning your own business, but I worked so hard for so many years that I'm like, there's no option like to close.
Wow.
I don't know. That's just not like, if I have to figure things out, like I'll figure it out. And up to this day, I enjoy having the bakery. Like, I don't see myself closing it unless it was for something different. Like if I were to, I'm not going to be stuck in a business that I don't enjoy. So like if it ever gets to that point, I don't see myself like just being in the business just because I have the business and I'm forced to. So like if I ever like feel like I have, you know, I don't know, I'm motivated to do something else or like focus on something in a different area in the baking world, then I'm gonna follow with what I want. And so far I still love the bakery, and I love that like my kids can experience it too. Like my daughter loves being in the bakery, and that also like motivates me. Like she enjoys it, she loves it. Like I don't want to close the bakery and then it just being like a little memory in her, like, you know, in her early childhood. Like I want this to be a part of our family. And she loves to be down here, and I love her like seeing how it works. Like she understands what customers are, she understands like mommy has to work, and like she comes in with me at night sometimes like, oh, I have to like do the sourdough, like come, she's like, I want to learn. And like, you know, sometimes it's hard because she's gonna make a mess and I have to clean up after. But it's like, you know what, like here's a slab of dough, play with it, do what you want with it. And like I wanna like give her that creative freedom to create things.
Which is actually pretty cool because I've interviewed different restaurant owners and business owners, and one in particular, Little Lang's in Winnetka. He grew up in his parents' restaurant, right? So he has those memories of like running around and hiding in the kitchen and helping around in the kitchen, which led to him to open up another restaurant and continue that legacy. So it sounds like that's kind of what you want to do here with your kids, which is pretty cool.
I want to expose them to that because, you know, I was exposed by my mom like selling food at like a park or like a Peruvian festival, and like I enjoyed it. And like, I'm not saying I want them to do the same thing. Like I want them to do whatever they want, but if this helps them like, you know, have like explore their creativity, then I love that.
No, I think that's awesome. So with all that being said, like where do you see Miski going? You know, what are the goals that you have for Miski?
It's a good question. That's something I think about every day because I'm really like, I mean, I'm in the bakery, I'm going towards the 4th year, but I just feel like things have settled down with me with like the kids. At least they both are in daycare now. Like now it's like, okay, I can really put my full-time energy into the bakery. And that's really what I'm really not sure. I'm thinking of like, I have a lot of ideas. I would love to do a lot of different things, but I have to like, I'm like organizing in my mind, like what works with my family, what works with me, like where do I don't want to, you know, I want a little freedom to like travel more, and I don't know what that looks like right now. I don't know. I want to focus on more baking classes and offering things online and shipping things, and like there's a lot of ideas in my head, and I'm just kind of like, okay, well, what will work with the lifestyle I want?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Especially because you're like in a brick and mortar, right? And I think sometimes when businesses are in a brick and mortar, now you have to consider like, oh, I pay rent, or well, in your case, you know, you pay your mortgage, right? You pay this. You have to take care of staff and employees, right? So there's a lot more that I think sometimes a lot of people don't realize that when you're a business owner, this is your life 24/7. You might dream about baking in your bakery. I don't know if that happens to you, right? But I know I'm constantly dreaming, and I'm dreaming something about work. It's like, why am I dreaming about rehabs right now? Like I shouldn't be dreaming about this stuff, right? But it just comes with the territory that you're just so immersed, right? Which I think, I mean, kudos to you. I think it's very admirable. Like having 2 little ones and running a bakery and a business, you know, it's have you ever watched Shark Tank?
I love that. I love shows like that.
Yeah, so I love Mr. Wonderful, right? And Mr. Wonderful always said, you want something done, give it to a business company. He says that all the time. So he definitely always invests in that. So stay tuned, guys. We'll be right back, and we'll learn more about Miski in a few.
I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley. This update brought to you by Sky Rizzi. The number of Americans filing new applications for jobless benefits increased sharply last week, consistent with a material softening in labor market conditions. Initial claims for state unemployment benefits jumped 27,000 to a seasonally adjusted 263,000 for the week ending September 6. According to the Labor Department Thursday, the government said this week that non-farm payrolls could have been overstated by 911,000 jobs in the 12 months through March. The Elmhurst Park Board is putting to rest for the time being the summer-long dispute over whether to build a band shell at Wilder Park. On Monday, members agreed to spend up to $12,000 for more design work for the proposed band shell. The board's vote was 6-1, with the board's president, Kevin Graff, the lone dissenter. With its vote, the board is asking its consultants to draft plans for the 3 sites at Wilder: the lawn east of the mansion, the north rim of the old ice rink, and the rink's south rim. In late May, board members discussed the location with 4, including Graff favoring the east lawn and 3 others opposing it. That set off a local movement against the East Lawn site, with residents saying the band shell would interrupt the sight lines to the iconic mansion. A lawyer turned herself into the DuPage County Jail in late August following accusations that she falsified community service hours on documents for her client. 30-year-old Devin Luster is accused of delivering documents to the DuPage County Circuit Court Clerk's office that falsely showed a client had completed community service hours. She was charged with 6 counts of felony forgery. An indictment asserts that Luster, quote, with the intent to defraud, knowingly delivered to the DuPage County Circuit Court Clerk's office a false document apparently capable of defrauding another, being a volunteer community service documentation form dated December 16, 2024, that indicated the client completed 247 and a half hours of community service at a Calumet City daycare facility. I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time. The next time you're out to dinner with friends, you can order the shrimp cocktail for the table. And maybe you'll realize it only comes with 4 shrimp after you've already given away 3, but that one shrimp will be so good. And if you switch and save hundreds, you could get shrimp all the time. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time. For shrimp, Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
If you need to hire, you know it takes time. Well, what if you could meet with qualified candidates the very next day? Now you can with Zip Intro from ZipRecruiter. You simply pick a time and it does all the work of finding and scheduling qualified candidates for you. Then you choose who you want to talk to and meet with great people on back-to-back video calls as soon as the next day.
Try Zip Intro for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. Zip Intro. Post jobs today. Talk to qualified candidates tomorrow.
At Britain's Touchless Car Wash, they know life gets busy. That's why they're here 24/7 to keep your car looking spotless, fast, and easy. Their advanced brush-free wash technology delivers a sparkling clean without a single scratch, because they treat your car like it's their own. Here's the best part. Right now, you can get a free car wash just for joining their text club. It's simple. Just text BRITT to 30400, and your first wash is on them. Britain's Touchless Car Wash has 2 convenient locations, 1923 Larkin Avenue in Elgin and 555 Willow in West Dundee. They're proud to keep your car clean while giving back to our community. Text BRITT to 30400. That's BRITT to 30400. Now for your free car wash, and see why Britain's Touchless Car Wash is the fast, gentle, and reliable choice.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast. Today, sunny with a high near 86. This afternoon, temperatures will fall to around 82. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 60. Looking ahead to tomorrow, sunny with a high near 85, and Tuesday night, mostly clear with a low around 58. Currently, it is 75 with clear skies. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. Do you feel stupid for buying a timeshare? Don't. It's not your fault. You were most likely told you could rent it, and it was a great financial investment. And the deal was available today only. If this happened to you, contact your resort or Wesley Financial Group for help today.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-791-1313. 800-791-1313.
We are back and super excited to be here. If you're just tuning in, you're listening to WRMN 1410, and you are watching and listening to the Wise Coffee Chat Show, where we bring just inspiration, conversation, motivation, and interview amazing guests, entrepreneurs, business owners, restaurant owners, you name it, we interview them. And we're here today at Miski's Bakery, located in the Dunning Portage Park area. So super excited. What's the address again, Carmen, of this location?
6115 West Addison Street in Chicago, Illinois.
6115 West Addison. I love this area. This is so calm on the Northwest side. Like, but I love in the show, I go to different places, as you know, right? I've gone last week, I was in back of the yards. Before that, I've been to different suburbs. I don't even know. I know I went to Winnetka. I know I've been Humble Park. So, I mean, it's always great to just go to different places throughout the city. And to see what you can find. And you were raised in Albany Park just like me. So did Albany Park influence you in any way with your baking? Or because culturally, right, we were exposed to many cultures growing up in Albany Park. And a lot of people don't know a lot about Albany Park.
Yeah, I mean, Albany Park was like a super diverse, I think it's like the second most diverse community or neighborhood in Chicago. I think Rogers Park is number one. But it's a very diverse. So I was exposed to like also kids from all types of backgrounds. And I mean, I honestly really wanted to open my bakery in Albany Park, but with like the safety, I don't know, things have changed. And like, honestly, there's just like so many bakeries in Albany Park already. If you drive down Lawrence, there's like a bakery on every block.
You're right. Yep.
So true. I don't think it was my targeted audience at the time when I was looking, but I mean, it definitely influences. Like, I was exposed to going through to Markelo's bakery as a kid. Like, I love the conchas. Like, I love the baked goods, the bolillos, and like, I mean, I don't carry conchas all the time, but I'm starting to do more bread now, and like conchas definitely I want that to be on my menu every day.
On your menu, okay, very nice.
But yeah, I mean, it's like eating tres leches cakes. Like, I always offer tres leches cake. I personally do not like tres leches cake because it's just too sweet for me. Or I mean, I don't make it too sweet, but even then, like, I just don't like wet cake. I guess it's not my favorite, but everyone loves it, and I mean, I have that option always. And
what's tres leches? It's basically evaporated milk, condensed milk.
Yeah, so it's a vanilla sponge cake that you mix 3 milks together. So I just do like whole milk, evaporated milk, and condensed milk with a little bit of vanilla extract. Some people add whipped or heavy cream to it. Everyone has like their version of how to make it. But yeah, it's just 3 milks. You mix it, and then you soak the cake and add whipped cream on top. Nice. And a lot of people love it. I can eat like 1 spoonful and I'm good.
You're like, I'm done. While we were on break, I actually took a bite of the empanada and I was like, oh my God, this is so good. It had potato in it. And I was like, I don't think I've had a potato empanada now that I think about it. Typically, they're ground beef or chicken is what I've had. Potato was different for me.
It's cheesy potato. So it's like, it's very common. Like Colombians, their empanadas, their cheesy potato is like one of their most popular ones, and I just wanted to offer something. So that's like an inspiration off of like Colombian empanadas.
Yeah,
because in Peru you don't really see that. But I wanted like a veggie option.
That makes sense.
Or like a vegetarian option.
Which is great because so many people are vegan now and vegetarians. I'm sure you come across that all the time, right? Sure. Do you offer any of those options, like vegan friendly cakes?
Yeah, we have like for custom cakes, we can always do vegan, vegan and gluten-free, soy-free, peanut-free, all of that. In the bakery on the daily basis, we do offer a vegan option, like our guava Pop-Tart. Sometimes we'll have like something else, but gluten-free, we have lots of gluten-free options. I'm actually a gluten intolerant too, so like I've been conscious about that now, bringing more options. Like we have a tahini brownie that's gluten-free. We have our chocolate caramel cake. We have a lot of gluten-free options.
Oh, that's wonderful, wonderful. So you were saying also, which was pretty cool, that you offer classes. So tell me a little bit more about these classes that you do in this bakery.
I started doing classes when I was pregnant with my son about 2 years ago. And then I did alfajor classes, I did empanada classes, I've done like simple cake decorating classes.
Oh, wow.
Cupcake decorating. trying to remember, like I've done corporate like classes
Oh,
where they'll bring
really?
like their team of like 10, 12 people and we'll do a group class. But then I stopped when I was like very pregnant. I was like 8 months and I was like, I can't do this anymore.
I love how I said very pregnant.
Yeah, I was very pregnant. And so now I'm starting to do them again. I'm actually going to post them this Friday for our fall classes. So we'll have like some cookie decorating classes, some fun cake decorating classes. I am going to do the empanada class as well. What else I have like an here. Changing like their bread eating habits. Like now a lot of people are changing to the sourdough because it's like
Sure.
better for you. And it just tastes so much better than like commercial bread.
Yeah, no, I'm such a carb girl. I love carbs. I love bread. I love, it's like, oh, Jennifer, this is why you got to go run, because you eat too much bread and too much carbs. But, how do you, like, yeah, you know what? I always wondered about that, right? How do you make sure you're not eating, like, you're baking all the time, you're around sweets all the time. I don't think I could handle something like this in my life, right? Like, this is why I'm not a baker, right? Because then I would eat my own product. Right?
I definitely eat my own product.
You do eat your own product? Oh, okay.
I mean, I eat sourdough every day. I eat a slice of sourdough with like egg or avocado, butter. It doesn't matter. I have to do quality control too, so I have to try things.
Oh, well, of course.
But I'm not like, I mean, I have cupcakes in the case, and I'm not like, oh, I'm gonna eat a cupcake right now. No, I'll eat like if I have a new item, like I just started doing the tahini brownies, so I'll like try them. When I was recipe testing, I was testing them every day, so I was eating a little bit of every day. But I do control myself. So if I skip a meal and I'm like, oh, I didn't have my breakfast, I'll eat an empanada or two. I'm like, that's my meal. But like the other sweets, like cakes, like I'm not gonna eat a cake slice. Like I honestly, I like to eat cake like very special occasions here and there, but I'm not like gonna eat a cupcake every day. I'll eat it, like I will eat an alfajor. Like if I see an alfajor out, I'll grab it right away. So I try not to open any packages. Like I don't want anything left out, so I'm not tempted. But yeah, my kids are always like coming in here and grabbing stuff, and I try to also control their sugar intake.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They just think that this is all for them.
Oh yeah, no, I'm sure they're like, oh, this is my. I can only imagine as a kid coming in here, like my mom has all these treats, all these sweets. I have access to this every day. Yeah,
that's the part I'm trying to really like control for them, because I pick them up from daycare and they're like, okay, can we go to the bakery? I'm like, sometimes I have to do something in here. And I'm like, all right, we do have to come in here. And I have a little kitchen, like I have some stuff for kids. Like there's games, there's little piano, so they love to come in here just to play. But of course, they come in here, and then my son's like at the display, like, he wants a cake pop or a cupcake, and it's like, most of the time he takes like a little bite of it and then drops it, so it's like wasted. So I try to give him like a little alfajor cookie, like without the caramel, or like a little bit of caramel. And then,
Wow. See how you got to balance it all. What's your advice for those that are entrepreneurs? And, we know so many people that are like bakers, right? They create pastries and they're great and they do it from home, but they're considering opening up like a bakery, or they're considering opening up a brick and mortar. What's your biggest advice for people that are thinking of that?
I mean, it's a big decision. Like, so someone that bakes from home and is going to open their own bakery, is that what you're asking? Okay. I would just weigh everything. I mean,
because that's exactly your transition, right? You used to do it from home, and then you said, I want a brick and mortar, and then open up this place, right? So, what would you advise someone else?
I would definitely recommend, like, I mean, I built like my clientele for 5 years before I opened the bakery. So I would definitely recommend like having your, loyal clients that like always order your stuff. Like for me, my custom orders has always been my constant business, my consistent business, because that's what I did for 5 years before this. So like that helps me pay the bills and like keep me afloat. And like the retail, it was something new at the time. So it's like, okay, now I got to do a lot more work to bring people in here. And that's what like has been kind of like ups and downs. There's winter. So cold. People, we're on Addison. We're not on like a super busy avenue. Where like this is the end of the commercial units and then it's residential. So you don't see a lot of people walking down the street. So you really have to bring people in, and that's like got to do the marketing, and that's what I'm trying to do now. Like I have to really promote the business. Before it wasn't really like I had to promote, like I already had my customers. And I mean, a brick and mortar comes with a lot of challenges. You have to pay a lot of bills. You got pay more employees. So it's a big change from just being you. And like I would have a helper every now and then, like for my custom orders from home. So it's a whole new I really would recommend like taking business classes. Like, I mean, I went to school for it. I had business classes, I had marketing classes, I had communications classes. So I knew what I was getting into. I've already managed a bakery before. So it's not like I'm also coming into this. I didn't come into this blindly. I managed a bakery. Like when I came back from Peru, I worked for a catering company for a few years, and I learned so much. I learned about productivity, managing a team of 10. And from there, I switched to a small bakery. I even had to have a pay cut because I wanted the experience in a small setting, because I knew that's going to be that's what I was going towards. And like, like a catering company, I learned a lot of things about leading a team, but I didn't learn all of the other stuff, that I learned at a smaller bakery, where I learned how to manage a team of 4 and, all the paperwork and the ordering. And like at a catering company, I didn't do the ordering. There was an ordering manager. So like when you are running your own spot, like you have to wear a lot of hats. So that's another thing. Like, before when you're at home, you're going to order from Costco or Sam's Club or whatever. Like now it's like, okay, no, I have to order from like a bigger distribution store. And it's a lot of learning curves.
I can totally see that. Absolutely. We have, it's funny, I'm looking at the Facebook and I know that we have Carlos. I think he's your neighbor, the Flavor podcast.
Oh yeah.
He said, great baker.
I'm gonna come on to your podcast next.
He's down the street, right? He's right over there.
Yeah.
So
he's so nice. He comes in here a lot.
Yeah, so he's a good supporter. So he actually gave a shout out. So thank you, Los, for jumping on. So super, at the end of the day, right, you had to get all this experience. What I love that you said, which a lot of people don't do, is you took classes on marketing. You took classes on communications. You took classes on promotions and stuff like that, which a lot of entrepreneurs don't do.
Yeah.
They think like, okay, I'm really good at a skill. I know how to bake. It's the best product. Like you could have the best product in the world, best service in the world, but if you have no idea how to market yourself and put yourself out there, then it's not going to move.
Yeah.
So what's the point? So the fact that you said like, I invested in myself, I went to this, I got classes in this, and even strategically how you moved in your career. Right? You were strategic because you were like, okay, I know my end game is here. I'm going to open up a place of business. So I need to make sure that, I work for a smaller bakery. So I understand the ins and outs of a bakery. Super smart. Because a lot of people just jump in it, don't know what they're getting into.
Yeah.
And they're like, let me just figure this out, which is fine. Some people might thrive off that, but you were more prepared.
Yeah.
And
I honestly still wish I still had more experience. Like I wish, but yeah, when people ask me what advice can I give? I'm like, I always say get experience. Like you only learn doing it. Like, yeah, you can read books and go to school and like, that's great.
That's
like you are prepared when you get out of school, but you still need the experience and you need in the setting that you want. So yeah, I did get that experience. And I mean, I do wish I had more of the administrative experience, like, cause that was brand new to me. I mean, yes, I did learn stuff in school and like systems and all of that. But every bakery has their own system. Every bakery has their own like way of doing things, and there's just so many ways to do it.
And no one's gonna prepare you for entrepreneurship. No one prepares you for what's to come. And I think that's the one thing that people don't realize, that entrepreneurship is 24/7. It doesn't turn off. You're like, okay, well, I don't got to report to a boss. Yeah, but you got to report to your bills.
Yeah.
Your bills ain't gonna stop calling. So there's someone still reporting. It's just which one do you want to report to, right? You got to make the decision. Deal with a crappy boss or deal with your bills. So right, I think I mean, and what I mean by that, for those that are like, I don't get what she's saying, right? Bills, at the end of the day, that bill's coming, that mortgage is coming, that rent is coming. So it's like, well, where am I gonna get this money? I still gotta hustle, I gotta go work, I gotta find, put a new service out, a new product. I'm sure you're constantly doing that, right? Like you said, how do I get foot traffic in here? How do I get people in here, right? You have all this space, you have seating and tables, and I'm sure some members in the community come in and eat here,
Oh, yeah.
correct? Yeah. So you do hot coffee as well, or you do only coffee?
Yeah, we
only
do
cold?
hot coffee, cold coffee, espresso, lattes. We have fresh juices. We have like passion fruit, chicha,
nice.
horchata, sodas, and yeah, we have all that. And then like like you were saying, like a business owner has to pivot sometimes, and like I was mentioning, like right now, the summer's ending, the walking traffic's gonna go down soon. I have to figure out like, okay, like where am I gonna make the money I was making with retail? Now that's why I'm like, okay, now I have to introduce classes. Now I have to like see other streams of income to help the business, because I will get hit with like lower retail because it's gonna get cold and people are not gonna don't want to leave their houses. And
people they become bears.
I need to get on I have to get on like delivery services now, and it's been 3 years and I still have not gone on there. I'm like, oh, I have to do it. Because there's people that just want they are asking like, I want it delivered. I'm like, okay. I do like Uber some deliveries, but I'm like, I gotta get on like a delivery service, and like that'll help me also like get the word out.
Yeah, and I think this is what personally deep down, and I've said this in other shows, why I love to do this, because I know that having a brick and mortar, having a small business, it's bigger than going to like Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts, right? Those are like corporates, and you're feeding a family. You're helping, you're helping get your kids into school or whatever, paying for daycare, that's expensive, right? So it's like, it's to me, helping the small business owner is a greater impact than going to these larger companies that don't really struggle, right? They got the marketing done for them. They get, so I love the fact that you opened your space for us so that we can come here and promote your space. So for those that are watching, I have, Lilia, my daughter just traveled to Peru. I would love to visit bakery with her. I love that you offer gluten-free options. So yes, Lilia, come out to the restaurant and try her goods. I think you'll love it.
Come by. We're open. So we're open Wednesday. During the week, we're open 9 to 5, and on the weekends, 8 to 2.
So are you the I don't know a lot of Peruvian restaurants in general. Maybe growing up, I've seen maybe one or two, but how many are in the Chicagoland area, would you say?
More have been opening for sure in the past few years. I would say like even in this neighborhood, there's about 1, 2. There's one at Six Corners. Yeah, there's like 3, 4 in this neighborhood. 3 in this neighborhood. Yeah, in the whole city, I would say there's probably like 6 or 7.
Really? And that's awesome, right? That people don't even know that. I gotta try Peruvian restaurant next. All I remember was the thing with the green sauce your mom would make with the chicken. I don't even remember. It was like green sauce on potatoes or something like that.
Papa la huancaína.
Oh, okay. Say that again. What's it called?
Papa la huancaína.
That is what I remember growing up, and I always thought that was delicious.
Yellow cheesy sauce. Yeah.
Yes, that was so good. So I was just like, I gotta find that. Where do I find that?
Yeah. I think every Peruvian restaurant definitely has papa la huancaína. It's so good.
You're saying this so fast, girl. Say it one more time.
It's spelled like papa a la huancaína.
Oh, okay. Well, that is amazing. You gotta speak Mexican. We speak slower Spanish over here.
It's in Spanglish.
Yeah, right. I know, and I'm definitely Spanglish. I'm not even like great at the Spanish stuff, but I definitely, for those that are listening and watching, again, what is the website, right? It's miskichicago.com.
Yeah, miskichicago.com.
And what are all your social media handles if someone wants to follow you on social media?
Our Instagram is Miski Chicago, so MISKI Chicago. And then our Facebook is also the same, Miski Chicago.
Miski Chicago. So they can go on. So if they want to do a custom order, where would you advise them? Like, let's say they want to make a cake, or they want to order your cookies, or we've ordered your cookies before. They're awesome. Where would they go?
If you ever are interested in getting a quote for a custom cake, or like a sweet table, or custom cookies, or anything custom, or bakery related, you can go on our website, miskichicago.com, and then there's an order form tab where we have order forms for cakes, for sweets, for empanadas, and then you just put in your information. Like for cakes, for example, you put in like, okay, let's say it's for a unicorn themed 3rd birthday. Okay, it's a 3rd birthday unicorn themed. They want it pink, purple, white, a little gold. You can upload photos like for inspiration.
Very nice.
Because like especially for custom cakes, like I want to give the customer exactly what they want. That's why people are ask for custom, because if they want something simple, they can go to anywhere else.
Yeah, for sure.
But for a custom, it's like, I want to give you exactly what you want. And some people give me creative freedom, and I love that too.
Oh, very nice.
If you want to order anything, you just submit the order form, and that's just to get a quote. So it's nothing like, if you're curious, like maybe next year you have a big birthday and you want to see like, okay, want a budget, what it's going to be, you can always, send a request, and I respond within 2 business days. For the most part.
You said for the most part.
For the most part. Business days, okay? And
meaning, don't put it in Friday and expect it on Sunday. Wait till Monday,
Tuesday.
Yeah,
Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah, Monday, Tuesday.
But I see, I already lost my train of thought. But yeah, it's just a quote. So like, even just so you know like exactly what it's gonna be. And some people think like, oh, I don't want to like. You're not placing the order. You're getting a quote, and then if you want to move forward, then all right, we'll confirm it and go from there.
And you know what? I mean, it's great that you do that. And people have birthdays, wedding anniversaries, right? Like, what's coming.
Yeah,
like, you can't avoid it. Like, that birthday is going to come around. If you got kids, like,
plan ahead,
like, I have 3 coming up. So I know, once they hit an age, they don't get no more birthday parties. They're like, you guys, you're too old. But if you're still under the age of 10, we'll still throw you a birthday party. Not that I don't celebrate my kids' birthdays, but you know what I mean? The big party, with people and all that jumpy houses and stuff, So you got to be selective. But at the end of the day, wedding anniversaries, right? Weddings, baptisms. Oh my God, there's so many opportunities. So, I mean, people definitely come support and check out MiskyChicago.com. Support Carmen and what she's doing. And then even if you want to come and just get a little treat, right? I see cake pops. I see slices of cake over there. What is that? Those things on top right there?
On top we have like cheesecake cupcakes. So they look like cupcake. They're cupcake size, but they're actually just cheesecakes.
Super cute.
Yeah, so we have like guava, passion fruit, churro, cupcakes, cheesecakes, cake pops, cake slices, tres leches. Our gluten-free cake slices.
And it's family friendly, right?
You can bring your little kids here. They can play in the kitchen.
Yeah, I love that you have a little stove and all that for kids. Yeah. Which is very inviting, especially like moms that are not working during the day. You're there with their kid, right? Or nannies or whatever. They can come in here and spend some time here and work, right? You also have Wi-Fi, right? So people can come and do work here as well. I'm such a big advocate for like working outside of your home. If you work outside like in your home, just go to a restaurant or go to a coffee shop and work there and support the business. I don't think, if you're buying and consuming and, why not, right? Support. So I definitely think that's great. So for those that are watching, and what's the address or listening? What's the address?
6115 West Addison Street.
All right. So that's in the Dunn Portage Park area. And you guys can go to Misky'sBakery.com. So thank you so much, everyone that's watching. Thank you, Carmen, for being with us today and opening your doors. And you guys make sure you support her and stay tuned for the next show. And make sure you watch us every Monday at 10 a.m. on WRMM 1410. Thank you so much, guys. God bless you. Have a great rest of your week.